Might not remember, but Friday is the 100th anniversary of the Great Kanto earthquake. That was in 1923. It was an earthquake that was centered about 14 miles underground in the middle of Sagami Bay. So that's the bay that's on the other side of the Yokohama Peninsula. There's the Tokyo Bay, the Yokohama Peninsula, and then Sagami Bay. It is a very deep, huge bay. You could take Mount Fuji, flip it upside down, and put it into Sagami Bay, and it would not break the water surface. It is that deep. This earthquake was measured to be around a 7.9. It lasted for between 10 and 14 seconds and absolutely destroyed the city of Yokohama, where it was closest to the epicenter, and a 20-foot high tsunami crashed into the coastal area there within minutes, because Yokohama is facing or the Yokohama Peninsula is facing the Sagami Bay. The tremors immediately went to Tokyo as well, and Tokyo was caught in a conflagration that killed more than 140,000 people. This is just amazing what it did to Tokyo, what it did to Japan as a nation. And at that point in time, Yokohama was the center of commerce and industry and fashion, and all of the foreigners living there was really beginning to boom. It was about 19 years before Japan began to get into the war. It was launching its period of colonization, but it was a very vibrant time for Tokyo during the Meiji period. A lot of new ideas coming in, cigar smoking, chocolate eating, even the fashion of the time was changing very rapidly. Yokohama was completely obliterated. In fact, in Tokyo, and there are stories about this all the time, and I only reflect on it because it was so important in Japanese history. It accelerated the number of Japanese going to Brazil, and the Brazilian Nisei population there just exploded. But it did so many other things, and like with many countries, in the face of adversity, war is always a good option. And so there was the Great Kanto earthquake, and then Japan went on its march. This kind of xenophobia began during that time. You might remember the attack against the Korean population, and in the Sumida River, there people just fled there because to get away from the flames that were just beginning to spread throughout Tokyo. And there were 44,000 people that were gathered there. There was a wind that whipped up. It became a kind of a fire tornado that swept through the valley of the Sumidagawa River. And it killed all but 300 people that were gathered there, escaping from the flames, that were in the water or that were jumping from the bridge in the vicinity. And it was just one of those horrible things that just by a freak of nature, this fire tornado swept through that area. And just there's so many stories about that.